Hello student, my name is Nidha Siddiqui. This is the second question series covering the part sexual reproduction in plant, part of chapter 8 how do organisms reproduce, class 10th biology. Question number 1, describe the structure of an embryo sac of a mature angiosperm plant and also explain the role of synergy in it. Firstly, what is embryo sac? It is a female gametophytic structure of a plant in which three parts are there: stigma, style, and ovary. A stigma is the landing platform where the pollen grain germinate. If it is compatible, the term compatible means if this structure belongs to a papaya plant. If the pollen grain is also from papaya plant, then it will going to germinate. If this structure is for any other plant like rose plant and the pollen grain is of papaya plant, then it will not going to germinate. After compatibility, if it is germinating, a long pollen tube will form which carries the male gamete. Here in the ovary, we have chalaza end and micropylar end. In the chalaza end, we have three antipodal cells, and in the micropylar end, we have egg apparatus which consists of two synergid and one egg cell. And in the middle, we have polar nuclei. Total we have 8 nuclei structure, and out of them 6 are covered with cell wall. That's why this overall known as 6-celled and 8 nuclei structure. In this, the role of synergid is very clear. It will guide the pollen tube. That egg is over here, and that's why this pollen tube is long enough to come from this region. And after rupturing it, it will make the male gamete to fertilize with the egg cell, and other male gamete used to fertilize with the polar nuclei. This is known as double fertilization. Question number 2. What is the difference between self-pollination and cross-pollination? Pollination is the transfer of pollen from anther to the stigma of a flower. We have self-pollination and cross-pollination. In the self-pollination, the transfer of pollen grain from anther to the stigma of a flower of a same plant. While in the cross-pollination, if the transfer occurs of the pollen grain from anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower of a different plant but of the same species, it is known as cross-pollination. In cross-pollination, we require external agent like wind, water, insect to carry out this process because you have to transfer from one flower to the next. In this, it occurs only when flowers open. That means the male or the female structure are quite open to the environment. That's why this pollinator will perform their work. In this, variation occurs. That means the offspring are phenotypically as well genotypically different from their parents, that it will produce a heterozygous offspring. While in case of self-pollination, they will not require any other external agency because the flower is closed. Both anther and stigma are present on a same flower and the flower is closed. That means you will not require any other external pollinating agent. It will not introduce any variation. That means the offspring will be similar to their parents both phenotypically as well as genotypically. Question number 3. What is the importance of double fertilization? Firstly, we have to understand what is double fertilization. Generally, pollen grain shed on the stigma are two-celled structure. One is the generative cell and second is the vegetative cell. These generative cells further divided in and form two male gamete. If the pollen grain is compatible, then it will germinate and forms a pollen tube that carries the two male gamete. One male gamete fuses with the egg over here and another male gamete fuses with the polar nuclei. After egg, it will form a zygote, that is a diploid structure, and with the fusion of polar nuclei, it will form endosperm, that's a triploid structure 3N. The importance of double fertilization is the formation of endosperm that act as a food reservoir for the germination of the seeds. Question number 4. How does reproduction help in providing stability to the population of a species? Firstly, reproduction is not required for the survival of the species, but it is required for the continuity of the species, transferring the genetic information from one generation to the next generation. It is a process of producing new individual of the same species by the existing organism. In the diagram shown, there are three types of population: expanding, stable, and decline. In the expanding population, rate of reproduction is higher, and in the stable, rate of reproduction is same as the rate of death rate. That means the population will be in the stable stage, while in the third decline, the rate of reproduction is less. That's why the number of individuals present in the reproductive phase are comparatively more as compared to their offspring. That's why this is said to be decline.